Okay, it's ready.
Thank you. All right, welcome back. All right, so let's, I guess, make our way backwards. Have we heard anything? Is Vern coming on to do an OCA update?
Not
We
that
heard
I'm
anything?
aware of. I haven't heard from him.
Okay. And we got a UWS update
Yes.
in our packet. Everybody get a chance to look at that? Any comments or questions on the UWS?
What was the class or continuing education? I wasn't familiar with that acronym. It was like MSK something.
Yeah, the musculoskeletal, I think it's the ultrasound. Or the POCUS, that thing.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of it either. But Melinda Novak. Oh, point of care ultrasound, I guess. If I'm looking at what it said above, the point of care musculoskeletal ultrasound certificate program.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was referencing.
I didn't know that they did. Maybe this is the first time they've offered that. I don't know. I know they had done it at the school, or that they've done it there, but I didn't know you could get certified in it. So.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. And let's see. Too many windows. Too many windows open. Too many windows. Where are we? Yeah, any other comments on Western states? Okay. All right, then our next item on the agenda. Holy cow.
Somewhere. Looking at number 10, probably discussion and action items.
Okay, yeah. All right, so yeah, the collections and assignments to the Department of Revenue process. All right. And so are we just...
This is just our administrative policy, so it's not, it's not external to the agency. It's just how we handle collections. And so the board just needs to review it and ratify it, and we'll get the effective date, the new effective date on there. Just gives you a glimpse as to the timelines that staff tracks for folks who are delinquent or not paying.
What was OS? What did OS mean?
Office specialist.
Oh, operations specialist. Yeah. Okay.
These procedures really help, like when you're new, when you have it written down so you know exactly who is going to do what and what the procedure is.
Okay.
So, but I think Cass needed a ratification.
Yeah.
So a motion to ratify?
Yep.
I move that we ratify the collection and assignment to DOR process policy.
Thank you. Karen,
Second.
you breathing?
Yep.
Okay.
Somebody breathing. I'll second.
Okay. All right. We have a motion and a second.
Second.
Was that Scott? Sorry. Was that Scott?
It was Mike,
Did
actually.
Oh, I thought I had heard Scott. Okay, thank you.
All right. So now we'll vote. Okay, Scott.
Aye.
Corey.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Lori.
Aye.
Micah.
Aye.
And I for myself. The motion passes. And the next one is the fingerprint and background check policy and procedures.
Again, these policies are really helpful for continue, you know what I'm trying to say, for new staff.
Continuity of
And to just
operation.
make sure, yes, thank you.
It's part of our coop.
And so poor Miriam won't get like 50 billion questions from me.
So again, the board, we're just asking for the ratification of the policy.
I think it looks good. So I will move to ratify. Can you scroll back up? I will move to ratify the I can't speak. Fingerprint and background check policy and procedure policy.
Second. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Scott.
Sorry. Aye.
Corey.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Lori.
Aye.
Micah.
Aye.
And I for myself, motion passes. Okay. Well, should we move down to the correspondence
Yeah, that'd be great.
from affiliated monitors? Who I don't actually remember seeing anybody there at the annual conference.
Huh.
At least not Chris. He's the only one I know personally from there.
Yeah. Well, and Jim Anliot used to be their representative, and he used to appear at
Oh,
every
yeah.
meeting.
Is
Yeah.
no Chris? Is Chris from PBI?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, Chris is PBI.
Okay. Yeah, no. So Jim wasn't there either.
Yeah, I think Jim's retired, and Vin has kind of taken over his reach out. But this is just essentially a reintroduction. And we have historically, we've used affiliate monitors early on. I should say in the previous director's tenure, there was only one case that I can remember that we've used affiliated monitors since I've been here. They tend to be very expensive for our licensees, and it's essentially, they'll go in and audit records, they'll help create policies, they really do in on-site review of work, but it tends to be really expensive. So we haven't generally used them often. So this is just for your information.
As I was reading through, because it's been a while since we've talked to anybody from them, do you remember, do they also provide chaperones? If
You know,
needed?
it seems like they, it seems like they do, or they hire out chaperones
Yeah.
for certain work. But I don't know, like I said, I haven't really had contact with them in quite a long time.
Mhm.
Uh,
Has everybody seen what they needed to see?
I have.
Yeah.
Thanks, Krista.
Okay. Well, should we start the, I mean, it's early, should we start the work session?
You good?
Yeah, because we need Kristen and Garrett for
Yeah.
executive
So
session.
yeah, once we're working on this, I can get them on board for our exec session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heather, you're driving for the work session?
Yes. What are we tackling first?
Well, I only see one thing on there.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the public policy, the public
Oh, public
records request.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm on it. I got you. Let me get my stuff all moved around. No. Sorry, it's just taking me a minute here. Here we go. Share. Okay. Can everybody see that screen?
If you could make
Pretty
it bigger.
small, but
Okay. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, and then I don't do this often enough. Review, track changes. Okay. Okay. So this is the public records request policy and procedures. We brought it last time. I did send it off to somebody over in public records, and they were going to look it over, but they never got back to me twice. So I've given up on that, and just gonna whatever we come up with is what it'll be, I guess. So the Oregon Board of Chiropractic Examiners complies with the Oregon Public Records Law in response to public records requests as soon as practicable and without unreasonable delay in the matter described below. ORS blah 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 requires every public body to make available to the public a written procedure for making public record requests. And so when I looked up the ORS that it was versus what it should be, I think it needs to be changed. So this is the
Yeah.
ORS 1923247 that describes what we just said in there. And so that's where I think it needs to be changed to a different ORS.
Yep.
If that makes sense. And you can, I can try to bring up the ORS if we need to, so that you can see.
I think that's fine. And I know,
Okay.
I know the public records, I mean, the statutes have changed quite a bit, so it doesn't surprise me at all that we've needed to revise this. So yeah, it's totally fine.
OBCE's executive director is responsible for coordinating public records requests made to the OBCE. The executive director and OBCE staff will work with the Oregon Department of Justice as appropriate in fulfilling the public records requests. All formal public records requests must be submitted using the OBCE Request for Public Records form found on the OBCE's website. And I think it was just like little grammatic errors right there. So,
And it's still
Which we
found
ha-
on the website, right?
yes.
Okay.
Initial response to public records requests. After receiving a request for a public record or document, OBCE staff will respond to records requests as soon as practicable, and that's not how I say that. And without unreasonable delay, we will respond with one or more of the following. A statement that the OBCE does or does not have custody of the requested documents, copies of all requested documents for which the OBCE does not claim an exemption from disclosure under ORS, blah, blah, blahs. So those I think need to be updated, possibly. I'm not
Yeah, no, I think that's
I'm not
right.
100% sure.
No,
Okay.
they do. Yep, you got it.
Okay, and then here's some of the other ones, the definitions, like the
So what you have highlighted
Mhm.
there is just purely talking about the exemptions. And so you just need to, you don't need the definitions, you need the one above it, which was the exemption statutes.
this one.
That one, yep.
So do I put in like instead of this disclosure under ORS blah blah blah, I put in 192.311 to 192.478?
That's right.
Okay. Actually, let me do that right now. 192.311 to 478. Okay. Statement that the OBCE is a custodian of some responsive records, an estimate of time in which copies will be provided for, should be for inspection, will be available. No, for inspection will be available in an estimate of the fees the requester must pay, in which copies will be provided. Is that, what do you think? Is that supposed to be or for?
Well, it's or
Okay.
will be provided or inspection will be available. Yeah.
Okay. Statement that the OBCE is uncertain whether it possesses any requested records and that it will search for the requested records and respond as soon as practicable. Or a statement that state or federal law prohibits the OBCE from acknowledging whether the record exists and a citation to the relevant state or federal law.
Maracas or something, really. You chatted about.
Cool?
Yep.
All right. Clarification of public records requests. If the OBCE receives an unusual request or the scope of the request is unclear, the executive director or other staff member may request additional clarification before responding to the request. Publication of public records requests. Information on all public records requests made on or after March 23, 2017 will be publicly available on the OBC website as a public records request log. The public records request log will be updated on a quarterly basis. We haven't been doing this. So do we want to keep publishing? So on the public records request log, it's basically like the date that was the records are requested, the email, the requester's name, the status, the response date, the documents released, the release date, and then my initials. Basically, it's a spreadsheet. Do we want to keep doing that and then updating it every quarter, or?
Well, and this was originally, I mean, this was 9 years ago. This was initiated by, I believe, by DAS and their push for transparency for all agencies, and that's still true. So we need to continue to do it. So we need to update that that request log as much as possible.
Okay, and we do, and so we do publish like the requesters' names and the email addresses and everything. Then correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So do you have to, I guess you have to tie it down. Do we have to tie ourselves down to a specific time frame? Like, does it have to be a quarterly basis, or can it say the public records request log will be updated regularly?
Yeah,
And
no,
then
it can be
it's,
regularly, but
you
so
know,
long as
so-
we're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How often do we want to do it then?
As soon as practical. Practical? How do you say that word?
Practicable?
Practicable?
Practicable.
That word.
Right?
How many do you get? I mean, is it that
Hmm.
many?
It's not a ton. I can show you what I have.
Like, is it unrealistic to?
I mean, I would
So,
imagine,
like,
Heather,
the-
that when you receive them, I think part of the process could just be as you receive it, you update the log and that's it.
Yeah,
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 that-
I
that's-
update the log, but then we have to like upload it to the site. And how
Yeah.
often do we want to upload it to the site?
Every time you update it?
Does that take a long time?
That's
Yeah.
hmm.
I would say twice a year. Is that too less?
That's
wow.
too few times. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just keep it at quarterly, every 3 months.
I mean,
How
if part of
many-
if part of the process, if part of your process is because you've got a spreadsheet there, so part of your process is they request it, you put it on the spreadsheet right when they request it, right? How?
Yeah, when when I usually put it on there when I fulfill it.
Yeah.
just
Okay.
Because it's easier.
Yeah.
But that's different than uploading it to the website.
Yeah.
our
What's
website.
that take? Like, do you have to send that to somebody to do it, or do you have access?
I send it to Krista.
Okay, and then what is?
I have no idea. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Well,
I have no idea where to upload it. That.
I'm half joking on that. But just because I don't know how to upload it. I'm not as familiar with the website. So it's uploading a new document to replace so that when they click on the link on our website that it goes over there. And let me
I'm going to
OBCE
tell you, I
one.
think we should keep it at a quarterly basis
no, that's not good.
because that's easy to put on your Outlook every quarter, like the first or the second, every
Yeah.
4 months, and to know.
Yeah,
Because we don't
especially
know.
if you're currently doing the spreadsheet as you get it,
Yeah.
then it's just a thing you send
Right.
to Krista.
And then since we have to archive so much from the
Mhm.
website now because of the ADA compliance, my concern is that we are going to get a lot of public records requests. So we don't want to be then every single time, trying to upload it.
Yeah. So let's just keep it at quarterly for the policy. And then Krista, you and Heather can get together to see about that smooth process between you.
Cool. Excuse me. Non-responsive requesters. If a requester fails to respond to inquiries for clarifications, cost estimates, or any other communication from the OBCE within 10 business days, the status of the request will be changed to non-responsive requester. Non-responsive requests may be resubmitted and will be processed as a new request. And then cost. And this is where we needed some clarification. The Oregon Public Records Law allows agencies to recover their actual costs in fulfilling a public records request. If the estimated fee is greater than $45, the OBCE will provide the requester with written notice of the estimated amount of the fee. In such instances, the public records request coordinator will not fulfill the request until the requester confirms in writing the requester wants to proceed with the request despite the estimated cost. And we just fixed the link on Tyler so that we can receive payments, which is great. So that's it's a link. Come on. So I think this is the actual policy that they were referring to for this instead of that number.
Okay.
And then this one is ours. Actually, let me see home. What's the number? 00160. So this is our, for the, public charges.
$25 an hour. Yeah.
And Heather, you're just following the DAS amounts, correct?
Um,
That's what DAS
So-
charges. So we're just running parallel
They-
to DAS.
so this is theirs. I don't, $25 for clerical, 40 for managerial. They don't have, I don't think they have like all the same stuff that we have, but
But the $25 an hour is essentially the
Yeah.
same.
yeah. Okay. So, that one, nope.
So we don't need to change the rule. We just need to update the policy.
So we don't do standard copies anymore, 15 cents a page. I mean, we don't have that. Certification of public records, we don't do that. The list of labels, we don't, or lists or labels. So this one I had a kind of question of, like, somebody, we have a public records request for, public addresses for licensees. Do I need to charge for that? Because I am pulling the information from in Lumen as an Excel spreadsheet and then sending it to them. Do we want to charge $25 for that or 50 for the entire list or what? I'm not making labels. I think they used to make like actual sticker labels, which I don't do. We don't offer. We have the ornamental wall certificate, which I'm not sure that's even like, that's not like a public records request. So I don't know if that even needs to be on here. So that's kind of
so
the
for your
questions I
first-
have for this.
So your first question, Heather, was list or labels. Just delete the label portion of that part. And then
Okay.
I would say we still want to continue to charge folks because I know that we get asked that and it's our
Mhm.
data and they use it for marketing. And so,
Okay. And this is for the spreadsheet, right?
yeah.
And it
And we'll
still
just do
takes
20.
time.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, it
Karen?
does.
I was gonna say, it
Yeah,
still takes
25.
time.
Yeah, absolutely.
25 each.
I just have a
Okay.
quick question. Did we want to delete the standard copies? I know that it's very rare to receive any, but I do have some licensees that will say they don't have email or they don't have a way to receive something through electronic means. I don't know how much Heather has or not had to send out paper copies. I don't think it's like very common. I'm just wondering if it should stay for those that may come, those requests that may come in for someone that doesn't have an electronic means.
I haven't had any. Like anytime, usually the public records request is going to be a list of licensees or disciplinary action. Like, but they have to put their email address in the public records request. So they have an email and
Okay.
that's how they've been receiving it. I've yet to print stuff out and mail.
On it.
For the CAs, if they request a list of, should this just be the same as DCs? Or do you want to keep it as a $15 charge for CAs instead of 25?
I would say keep it and just make it a list and not labels.
Okay. How do I delete that? There we go. Okay, and then ornamental wall, I don't think that one, that one's not like a public records request. But we don't have it listed anywhere else except in our OAR.
I would just leave it
Right
on there.
here. Okay, sweet. Okay, so these two are okay. The certification of public records standard copies we can delete. So we're gonna have, anytime they request like a Excel spreadsheet of DCs is $25. List of CAs is gonna be 15. Sounds good. And we'll have that on there. The labor charges. This I'm not sure how we even really bill it.
Well, I think that's for larger, when we involve Kristen, and then if we wanted to reconcile between the DOJ bill and us, we can. We'd just leave it on
Okay.
there just for the possibility.
Okay. And then I had yeah, our OAR is at $25 instead of 15.
Yeah.
So that's good. So the OBCE will generate an invoice for completing the public records request. The OBCE will bill direct costs to the requester, e.g. the cost of legal review by the Department of Justice. The requester must pay the fee before the OBCE sends the requested records or makes them available for viewing. So where I was really confused is this fee waivers for public records requests, because this this stuff I don't think pertains anymore. Like the Justice Building is in a different address. I believe they have it on here. The like fee waiver kind of thing for agencies. I just a little bit confused on how we would what you wanted to say.
Well, this is when DOJ gets involved so the Office of General Counsel, and DOJ. So,
So is this, leave this in?
yeah.
Okay. And then this part down here is what I had written up. I don't know if it makes sense or not.
Yeah, because we would be denying it on the basis of counsel's advice. And so we need to include that process.
Okay, so leave
Yeah.
this. Okay.
I wouldn't include the second paragraph. I would leave the first
Okay.
paragraph as is, and then don't worry about the second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so for the Office of General Counsel, I don't think this is the right address. And it honestly doesn't make a whole lot of sense. 160 State Capitol, 900 Court Street. I don't
Hold on a sec. It's looking like it's at 4600 25th Avenue Northeast, number 180.
okay. So 4600
25th Avenue Northeast, number 180.
nine 97301.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
Sweet. All right, get this updated.
Okay. the board could ratify this policy, that would be fantastic.
I'll make a motion to ratify the public records request policy and procedures as
Yes,
updated.
Second.
Who was the second on that one?
Corey,
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Scott?
Aye.
Corey?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Lori?
Aye.
Micah?
Aye.
And I for myself, motion passes.
all right. So aside from our presentation at 1:30, we are done, and the motions of after exec, we are done with our public session. So that's kind of amazing. Thank you, everyone.
Yep.
So the question is, do we want to go into exec now? Or do you want to wait for a little bit? I need to give Garrett and Lori a heads up, or Lori, goodness, Lori or Kristen a heads up.
I'm good with going in sooner rather than later, but I can be flexible.
And doesn't Heather have some questions that Kristen might not have to sit through for some of the exams in exec?
I'm not going to worry about that, Krista.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll just be easier to have her stay.
Whenever they're available.
Yeah,
Okay, so how about 10:30?
sounds good.
Sounds good to
Sounds
me.
good.
All right, 10:30 exec. All right, see you then, guys.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
Wait,
Garrett, you
wait,
need
did
to read
we
your
want to
thing.
say this?
Oh, yeah, I gotta read the thing.
Yep, you gotta read the
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. Get here. The Oregon Board of Chiropractic Examiners will now meet in executive session to consider information obtained as part of an investigation into licensee or applicant conduct. This executive session is held pursuant to ORS 192.6601, ORS 192.6602L, ORS 684.10010, ORS 676.165, and ORS 676.1751. Members of the news media may remain during executive session, but are directed not to report on, record, or otherwise disclose any of the deliberations or information discussed in the executive session. The meeting location is accessible to persons with disabilities. A request for an interpreter for the hearing impaired or for other accommodations for persons with disabilities should be made at least 48 hours before the meeting to Cass Skinner at 503-400-6098. Okay, and we'll see everybody in exec at 10:30.
All right, thanks.